Talking Shed podcast, and today we have got Cody, and we've got a special guest, Gary Fenig, in the house today on today's podcast. So what's everyone up to today?
Oh, not much. Just doing a little bit of selling. Turn my mic up a little bit.
All right. Earphones, you mean?
No, mic.
There you go.
There.
That work?
Better. Yeah. There you go.
Dang it. I thought we'd get through with having him muted the whole time.
Whatever.
So, doing some selling today?
Yeah, doing a little bit of selling today. Went out and seen a couple of guys. Just been hitting it, and the phones, you could really tell just on the phones just here in the first 2 days of this week. So, guys are getting out of the field.
Yeah, it's been night-and-day difference from a week ago.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Well, today's November 15th. I'd say 90% of everyone's pretty well finished with harvest, and that's when our phones start to really pick up.
Yeah.
We go most of harvest season. I mean, there's plenty of activity there, but it definitely slows down when combines are rolling. And if anyone needs a meter to know when combines are rolling and when they aren't, we can give you a pretty good indication.
Yep.
And today,
Definitely.
November 15th, I would say 80% of farmers are done harvesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the phones here in the office have been pretty active here today.
Yeah.
Guys are definitely finishing up and off to the next step.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, we wanted to sit down with Dad and record this podcast for a couple reasons. He came up with an idea over the weekend that I guess we're yet to see if it's a good one or not. But what do we got planned here for next week?
Yeah, so next week, that's a good idea. Next week is we're going to have a fall field day. We've never had a field day this late in the year. But I thought, over the weekend that, harvest is done, tillage is pretty much done. Thanksgiving week is usually a time to maybe relax a little bit, and the wives are doing some shopping. The kids might be off of school, and I thought it'd be a good time to have a little field day. So on Tuesday from 9 to 2, we're going to have a Salford tillage field day here at the farm with some lunch and some special discounts. So I think it's going to go over real well.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a cross between a mini open house and a field day. We're going to run several Salford tools. You've heard us talk about the 2200 with those hydraulic switchblade shanks. We're going to be running the new VRT and the 5200 Enforcer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just to name a few. There's going to be some strip till units involved, a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So, of course, we invite everyone to come check things out. We're also doing, for the first time and the only time this year, we're doing some pretty big discounts on parts.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you're looking at Yetter Devastators or Salford blades for your tillage tool, without a question, next Tuesday is going to be the best time to buy. How many times have guys asked you when's the best time to buy?
It's winter time.
Yep,
Winter
everyone.
time for Devastators especially.
Well, when I'm looking to buy something, I always want to know, am I buying at the best time? Well, right now you can be assured next Tuesday is the best time to buy.
That's right. Yep. On Devastators, closing wheels, row cleaners, all of that stuff's going to be 20% off. So
Yeah, so it'll be good. It'll be a little bit chilly. There's some moisture falling out there right now, but I think it'll be a good day. Heck, I saw a guy run Case 875 just 10 minutes ago, so
Yeah.
it'll be just fine. When was the last time we had a field day?
That was before COVID, I think. I don't think we've had anything since COVID. So it would have been that
Probably
August.
19.
when we had all the tractors down there on Leininger Road.
Right, same field that we're going to do now.
Yep. I
Yeah.
think that's when their last field day was.
It was wheat at that time, and
Yep.
then it probably went to beans, and now it's in corn.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a while ago,
Mhm.
2020 maybe.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So
It's all the anticipation on the day. You can plan it, but then there's a lot to go into it to make it happen by everybody, not just us three guys around the table, but the secretaries in the office and the shop guys got to clean the shop, and
Yep.
It just takes a lot of work out of the whole crew to put this field day on.
Well, how many envelopes did they stuff yesterday?
About 3,600.
3,600 envelopes that we mailed out for invitations.
And that was Ohio, Indiana, part of Indiana, and part of Michigan.
I see. Well, hopefully you fell on the right side of the line. If not, you can listen to this podcast and just come over anyways.
Yeah, you're still invited.
But talk about having a field day and things you like about it and things you don't like about it.
Things I like about it is you get to meet the customers. I mean, we go to farm shows and we see some of the customers and get to talk to them. Not actually sell them anything, but just to talk to them and see how they're getting along. I enjoy the field day. It takes a lot of work to put it on, like we said. The downfall is, number one, is the weather. Don't know what the weather's going to bring. And number two, you're always worried about how many trucks are going to pull in the driveway. Who's going to come? You know, we send out 3,600 invites or 3,600 envelopes. How many guys are we going to have here? You know,
Why does that matter?
It really doesn't matter, but
Well,
you want to have a good turnout for as much work as what it takes to put it on.
Right, and I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but I was asking the question because we were talking about it yesterday for food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a big part of it. We were saying, okay, we mail out 3,600. Do we get 150 meals? Do we get 300? Do we get 700? You can overshoot or undershoot that quite a bit, and you're going to kind of pay for it if you overshoot it or undershoot it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important to try and kind of get a gauge. We don't make everyone RSVP. We kind of get a gut feeling kind of from the sales guys and who you talk to on roughly who's going to come. But if, you know, like Dad said, if the weather's bad that morning or something, that could really shift who makes it and who doesn't.
Right. And you just talk about the food. I think Cody just made a comment to your mom that you need to order more food. So I think she's going to order more food here this afternoon, and I mean, we can always freeze it.
Well, you know, in today's world, word travels fast. This morning I came down here at about 5:30, sent out an email blast by 6 o'clock to 3,500 people.
Yep.
Put it on Instagram, put it on Twitter. Cody had it on Snapchat, sent out the 3,600 mailers, and already today I've had people text me about the field day next week.
Yep.
So it'll, it always amazes us, and I think it's one of those things. I think the longer that you go without having one, the more of
Bigger,
a turnout
right.
you're going to get on the
Right.
next one.
Right. I mean, it's been 3 years since we've had one, and this, hopefully, come Tuesday, this will probably be about the biggest turnout we've had.
Well, and look at what Salford Tillage has done in popularity since our last one.
Right.
That's
I mean,
true.
at the last one, there was a lot of guys who didn't even know what a 2200 was or a 52. They just knew it was either kind of the straight blade tool or the crooked blade tool.
Yep.
Right.
Today they call it by name.
Right.
They've watched the videos on them, and then the release of the VRT.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing is just moving and shaking.
Another big thing, I called Seth and Tammy this morning. You don't realize it until you start stuffing these envelopes, how many customers there are up there at Nova. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Since we purchased that building here a year and a half, 2 years ago, how many customers we have up in that area? It's pages and pages of farmers that going to get the invite for Tuesday.
Seth and Tammy and everyone thinking of coming down. I think, or did you say Tammy's going to stay at the
Tammy's
store?
going to stay there.
Seth and Corbin and Jake coming down.
Yep.
Cool.
I think Seth is going to ride with Gunkelman
Okay.
on Monday.
Oh, Gunkelman's coming.
He's coming.
Okay. Wow, it
So-
will be a field day then.
Yep. He wanted to know if he could watch it from the truck.
Oh, well, yeah, he can just drive his truck along there, and
Yep.
hopefully he don't get dirty.
Yeah. Hopefully you won't get in trouble for driving the truck out in the field.
Well, yeah, we'll be running that new Landall tool, and Dave will be sitting in the truck. No, yeah, it'll be good. I think, but it's like I said, it's going to be a mixture. It's not quite an open house. we're going to save that, I think, for whenever we open down there at Wabash.
Yeah.
We're going to have another event this summer. But the downside to having summer field days is you're limited to what you're going to be running in. I mean, you're limited to wheat straw, whereas now, no one really incorporates wheat straw. So if you're going to sell a guy 5,200, he's going to have to watch it run in corn stalks.
Right.
And same thing with the Halo VRT.
Right.
No one wants to watch that run in wheat straw. So yeah, it's going to be more of a real life kind of demo compared to what you can do in the summer. So
Yeah, I mean, I would say that is true to the most point, but I mean, I know the talk has just been, when was the last time we had a fall like this that has been so dry to where we've had the opportunity to run tillage tools in the fall like we have, Here last year we were saying, oh, well, tillage is getting awfully hard to do in the fall,
Right.
So it's just kind of one of those things that plays year by year, but it's still always nice to have those tools in the shed, and you know what they do whenever you can run them like this. So
Yeah. Yeah. And we're fortunate to have the tools to run.
Mhm.
We've got another 30-foot VRT showed up today.
Yep.
So we're currently sitting on 3 VRTs.
Got a 20-footer and
two
30s.
30s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So
Yep.
we need to get to moving those things.
Yep.
They've been hot.
Yep.
We got some customers that are pretty close on some of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I think it'll be really good. And of course, like I said, everyone who is listening to the podcast is more than welcome to come. So why don't we get some updates on Wabash? What's going on down there?
Yeah, I was spent most of the afternoon down there today, but been in the back building assembling wide drop bars, which is a huge project for us. Sales keep increasing on the wide drop bars, so we're ahead of the game here this year. We probably have about half of them put together already. So we're down there doing that. And, a couple weeks ago, they were demolishing the front part of the south part of the building, cleaning that out. So need to get some plans here started with the construction company and see what way we want to go next. But there's definitely progress being made. I think actually the back building is going to get washed here in another couple days. So we're going to wash the inside of it, and I think it's going to brighten it up a lot, clean it up quite a bit, and see what it looks like.
When we refer to Wabash, it's the new location, of course. It's what used to be called Wabash Garage. We just always call it Wabash. But what are they going to put in there where they were doing some demolition?
That's a secret.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you said the last time.
That's going to be...
He's probably going to build a big office in there.
It's probably our offices.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I know where our office is.
Yeah.
Well, I heard a rumor that there better be a ping pong table.
Well, yeah, we talked about that.
The rumor has it that there's nobody around here that plays ping pong like me, so...
A ping pong table. We have a 90 by 160.
Yeah.
I think we could start a tournament.
I think so.
Have a
Yeah.
few ping pong tables in there.
Maybe some cornhole boards.
But I think Dad's right. There's not enough people around here that can play ping pong good enough to have 3 boards, I don't think.
That's true.
So in that building, we're going to have some, maybe a couple offices. There's going to be a lot of showroom, a warehouse, a lot of racking. Going to spruce it up quite a bit. I mean, if anybody remembers what it looked like, in the years past, after we get done with it, you're not really going to recognize the inside. So we have big plans. It's going to take a while to do it, but we're going to do it right.
What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge getting down there?
Well, I think moving all this inventory is going to be one challenge, but another challenge is keeping track of it and how we're going to label everything when we get it down there, in the racking and so forth.
Just coming up with a system on how you want to do it.
Well, luckily we have time on our side.
Right.
We can take a while to do it.
Right. But getting these wide drop bars built in a timely manner like we're doing now that's never happened before with these wide drop bars. We're usually still wrenching on them when the customer pulls up in a trailer wanting to take it home with him. So this is going to be a huge project that's going to get behind us come May and June, that they're all going to be done, tested, and all we have to do is load them up and get them out of here. So
All the valves will be right and
We
no
hope.
leaks.
that's right. Actually, we're testing the first one today. So I think it's one of your customers that you mentioned the other day that's getting tested today, and hopefully we can call him here tomorrow and say, hey, you can come up and pick up your Y-drop bar. It's the first time that's ever happened. It's middle of November, and he's picking up a Y-drop bar.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be big. And I was down at J&M there a couple weeks ago. They talk like they're going to do a run of the 5016 applicators, the smaller ones, starting here any day. So I'm hoping we can get, 6 or 8 of those things before the end of the year,
Yeah.
of the smaller ones.
Yeah, I know you've got, 2 of them sold? I've got 1 of them sold. No, I think
That-
we've got probably 5 or 6 of them sold.
Yeah, that would be the earliest that we've ever gotten those things by a long shot, too. So,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
yeah, every year working on efficiency, getting things done sooner, and figuring out how to shorten lead times. If you know you're going to sell 6 of something, why not pre-build 3 of them in the summer?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that's what
Well,
we're
I
trying to do.
just told you the other week. I said I think right now we have enough employees that we can get done what we have coming down the pike. When we've never had enough employees, the way it seems.
And we have, 23?
Yes, but our shop help is key to getting a lot of this stuff done, and we have a lot of good guys in the shop that we'll be ready when the time comes. We have the service trucks, we'll have them ready, and
Yep, we got the Big Red ambulance
Big
all
Red,
fired up.
That's suicide mission. You ever drive that thing?
Yeah.
I drove that thing the other day.
It can't be worse than the gray service truck.
No kidding.
Oh, that's a Cadillac to the Red Bullet.
No, it ain't. What'd it do?
Well, that's like a roller coaster at Kings Island.
Did you have the airbags pumped up?
It has airbags.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem.
I bet you didn't, because without
Yeah.
the airbags,
Yeah,
it's like riding in a log wagon.
yeah.
Oh
But
my
with them
gosh.
pumped up, oh man,
Yeah,
it's,
it rides pretty good with them pumped up.
Then I better take another spin in it then.
yeah, you better. So yeah,
Speaking of that, we kind of need pressure 'em. We talked about, I know you and I at least talked about it, but
oh, the new service truck he's
Yeah.
gonna get,
Yeah.
yeah, trade in that old Chevy,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'd be worth a lot more without that dent in the bumper.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be.
Yeah, so and trade value probably just ain't there.
I'm surprised the airbag didn't go off whenever that happened.
Anyone out there who has a standard 2015 Chevy truck where you can't adjust the height of the seat, and you've got the huge mirrors on left and right of you, and the steering wheel sits about at your forehead, you know what we're talking about. You can't see over the steering wheel. You can't see semis coming at intersections. It's not a very safe vehicle to drive,
No.
in my opinion. So,
No, a couple of weeks ago I unhooked our camper. You heard about it. Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about it.
I unhooked our camper and went to pull
what
ahead.
do you mean you didn't hear about it?
We were up at the fairgrounds for the Halloween, unhooked our camper, and what I saw in front of me was this grass. So I put her in drive and I gave her the gas, and all of a sudden my head hit the steering wheel. Here I landed on top of a concrete culvert. There I was stuck.
You know, at the fair, when you park out in the parking lot and you walk in front of Todd's camper,
Yeah.
that culvert right
Yeah.
there.
No, he did not.
I was sitting right on
Really?
top of it. I was stuck. I put in 4-wheel drive.
No. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's funny. I did not hear about that.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-uh.
That's when you don't want a marked truck.
Well, the flatbed we got isn't marked, and if we got the service truck, it wouldn't be marked either. That's why the Big Red ain't marked either.
That's right.
That's like riding a roller coaster at Kings Island.
Yeah.
Big Red is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You probably just weren't driving fast enough.
I had both hands. I was white knuckling. I think I was only going 40.
Probably 25.
That's funny.
But yeah, we've got everything ready to roll. We've got the employees and we've got the service trucks ready to go.
Yep.
So yeah, this week, Dad told me over the weekend. He said, I think it's going to be a big week in sales and phone calls, and it started off strong.
Yeah.
Really strong. I was up in Bucyrus today. I did a tillage or a strip till demo with the Ag Guru strip till unit. Sean Jordal drove all the way out from Illinois today, brought a 2-row strip till unit, and we ran that out there at Dwayne Shawks out in Bucyrus, Crawford County, and made some fall strips with the Ag Guru machine. And I tell you what, that strip till unit's pretty sweet.
Yeah, some of the pictures you were showing, they were pretty legit.
Yeah, so that's what we've been doing, is just demoing equipment left and right. Last week, Kevin and I, we spent 2 days out in north central Indiana, Monticello region, demoing the VRT, strip till units today, and then of course the field day next week. But things have been strong. Places that guys I've talked to in several different places had some pretty good yields, and I think guys are going to be looking to become more efficient.
Yeah.
Upgrade their fleet of equipment, fix any pain points that they had last year. Maybe they needed a better side dresser. Maybe they needed a better fertilizer system on their planter.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't getting their slot closed on their bean planter.
Yep.
Need some twisters, or maybe their stalk standing straight up, need a devastator on that corn head.
Yep.
So a lot of moves are going to be made, and that's where we step in, because we've got it in stock, and we've got the knowledge. That's for sure. I just talked to Corbin. He ran a VRT today up in some muck ground. He said,
how's that thing run? I had a cat ask me about that the other day. How's that thing running muck?
This guy ran a case, short disc, and it plugged left and right.
Yeah.
They ran this VRT for quite a while, and they had to stop twice. But the customer said, that's manageable. Apparently, this muck is just crazy that they're running in today. But overall, it did a very, very good job. Customer was impressed, and Corbin said that he's interested in a 35-footer.
Really?
So, yep. Corbin said it's some of the harder ground to get tillage to work on.
Nice.
So, yeah, he called me yesterday and was asking me, how's this thing going to work in muck? And I figured, I said, I think it'll work fine. But, of course, you never know until you try. But, yeah, he called me. He was pretty pumped up. It worked really well.
Awesome.
So
now, I think that's something that we don't realize, that Corbin worked at, where did he work at before here? Ohio Cat?
Ohio Cat, and he was at Mayball Tractor.
He knows his way around some iron.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not only that, he knows his way around a customer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
Corbin
he's been
knows.
in the game for a while.
Yeah. Yep. I was talking to him the other day about, this guy's pricing, and, we're just a tick higher. And I said, well, do they have it in stock, and do they have the service? And I think Corbin did a good job laying that out on how our service is superior. So, yeah, you gotta be able to know how to navigate that, because it's definitely not a race to the bottom.
Right.
So,
But yeah, that makes a big difference, and you can have good service like what we have, have a team like we have, supporting a product that we sell. There's not another team out there like what we have, I don't think.
No.
Our sales for what we sell and how we service and how we get back to customers, and we're here 24/7. There's no recorder when you call in here. As long as I'm in charge, there's going to be a human being answering that phone. So we're here for them, and we got their back, and our service shows that.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, I've called, some other dealers have maybe had some other tillage pieces that I've been interested in, seeing if they wanted to move. and you can't even get a hold of a guy to get you a price on it. And they won't call you back.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like pulling teeth. I gave up, and I usually don't do that, but it's crazy. And in the way that we communicate, I mean, I don't know if a couple hours go by without me talking to Seth, Corbin, Jake, Dad, Cody. I don't think 10 minutes goes by without me talking to one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
I'd say about every couple hours I talk to every one, almost.
Right.
I mean, every day.
Yeah.
And Kevin, I didn't forgot to mention Kevin, but I mean, you know, when you go days or hours without communicating, you miss the little stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you only highlight the big stuff when you talk to them about once a day.
Right.
But when it's 5 times a day, eventually you'll get down to the small stuff. You'll get tired of talking about the big stuff and get down to the small.
And I think, you know, the three of us are usually here at 7:30 every morning, and we all sit down, you know, we all talk about what's going on for the day, and so we kind of have a good grasp of it. But those guys out there, I mean, I know you talk to them. I know Corbin's called me quite a few times. You know, it definitely helps. I mean, it's the way that communication's able to go, sending out mass text and everything as far as what we got going on. It definitely helps as far as the communication side of things. And granted, not everything runs as smooth that way. Granted, I know he knows that, but you know, it works. I wanted to touch on something. The girls put together a little Facebook post on your dad this week.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I don't get on the book of face very often.
Yep. They did a little Facebook post about him, and every one of the employees had to give out one word to say about him.
Well, no one asked me.
Oh, they didn't want to.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, so now what I was working on this afternoon is trying to figure out who said what word. But no, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was like Optimanure Day.
Entrepreneur.
Day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Entrepreneur Day.
Ashley took care of that. One of our secretaries here, a shop foreman, and had a lot of good comments. I really appreciate that.
Yep. Yeah, it was good. It was good. So.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you the comments if you want to see them.
Okay.
Oh, I think your mom even said something good about me for a change.
Are you sure?
I hope so. I
Sure
think it
she
was
wasn't
her.
talking about the Dallas Cowboys coach?
Oh, geez,
He makes some pretty good calls.
Yeah,
he's
did.
he's a dandy. I tell you what. He was that Dallas Cowboy coach was called several names on Sunday night that I can't say on the microphone. I tell you, your mom, I've never seen your mom so boisterous than what she was on Sunday night. And we watched a lot of Dallas Cowboy games, but Sunday night, boy, she was wound up.
Well, they had the game in the bag against the Packers,
Yep.
rivals,
Oh, my
Mike
God.
McCarthy's ex-team. There was a lot on the line,
There was.
you know.
There was.
But just
But I never will forget the year that your mom took her shoes off and threw her shoes at the TV whenever Dallas was playing.
well, it's a good thing her one leg's in a cast.
That's right.
She's
Now
only
she
got one throw.
Yeah, she has
shoe to
one
throw.
shoe to throw.
That's funny.
She's a diehard Dallas fan, buddy. When they lose, oh, she's pretty sour.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
anyway,
she's probably pretty sour pretty often then, being
Yeah.
a Cowboys fan. But that I don't know. In my opinion, it starts at the top with the Cowboys at Jerry Jones, and it goes all the way down to the quarterback. And I think there's a lot of weak points in between,
Yep.
well,
in my opinion.
You remember last weekend whenever we were watching the Alabama LSU game,
Yeah.
and how we always talked about the confidence that Kelly had in his team, and knew exactly what play that he was going to do.
Well-
he knew he was going for the win.
Right. Well, we were talking about how watching coaches and how their confidence and what they do and their belief in their players, how it changes the score of the game. And we were talking about that before this even happened. And, you've got Kelly down in the bayou
Yeah.
against Saban, and all the cards are on the table. all the chips are on the table for Kelly coming from Notre Dame. He developed that Southern twang, instantly did that dance with the players and just caught a bunch of heat for it. And now he's going up against Saban, and here it is about to go. I guess it was overtime, wasn't it? In overtime, yeah.
Yep.
And
overtime.
He could kick a field goal to give it to Alabama to string it out into double overtime, or he could go for 2 to win the game.
Yep.
And he was tired of screwing around. And you don't want to go into overtime again, once, let alone twice with Alabama and Nick Saban. And so he put all his chips on the table, let his players do their job, went for 2, and got it.
Mm-hmm.
And right there, that changed everything.
Yep.
That changed his entire career. Not that his career was bad to begin with, but, man, what that did to the program, to LSU, what it did to Saban.
Yeah.
Just to show that he had no fear.
Right.
And that's what we do here, I feel. And how you show the confidence in not only the guys in the shop, but the sales guys on the road.
Yep.
And how that can change the score.
Yep.
The kicker was probably on the sideline getting ready to kick.
Oh, yeah.
And he was probably the only guy disappointed of the night.
Yep.
Because he didn't get a kick the game tying to go on into overtime. And
Right.
Unbelievable. But, if you – so many times you'll watch a football game and they always go for the neutral play to try and, we don't want to screw up. Well, here we are. Everything's on the line. The game, the season. What was LSU ranked?
17, something like
They
that.
were? I was thinking they were higher than that.
No,
Okay.
They were maybe
Because I was
13
thinking
or
playoffs
something
were on the line.
for Alabama.
Okay.
Because they knew Alabama wouldn't be able to make it.
Sure. Well, there was a lot on the line, and you win, and it's everything. You lose, and you go home. But the thing is, even if they didn't convert that 2-point conversion, it didn't matter.
Right.
Kelly still would have won because he showed his players that he had the confidence in them.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was an awesome play. That was an awesome game. But it shows how, confidence in the players, confidence in the program will just win every time.
Well, I mean, the first play that LSU had the ball, they scored a touchdown. They were at the 25-yard line, and the quarterback runs it right in there. And,
Right.
that was just an absolute baseball bat to the face of Alabama and Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And
It reminded me of a Michigan-Ohio State game. All bets are off. It doesn't matter what you're ranked.
Yep.
It's just confidence against confidence and a chess match on who can play the mind game, get the crowd involved, and see who shakes out and makes the least amount of mistakes.
Yep. And, you mentioned Ohio State and Michigan. Well, Alabama and LSU, those are probably the 2 greatest rivalries in college football.
Other than Ohio State, Michigan.
Well, that's the only rivalry.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a good game. If you did not watch that, you need to watch it. That'll get your blood pumping.
Yeah.
Right there.
Definitely.
So.
And I think that goes to how we do business here.
Mm-hmm.
I have confidence in my sales. Adam, you asked me, we had employee training here a couple months ago. What do you think of your sales team? And I said, well, look at all the inventory we have out in your lot, out in our lot. I said, what's that tell you? I think of our sales team.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't have faith in the sales team that we have, that lot would be empty like a lot of lots are today.
Mm-hmm.
But we have so much inventory out there right now, it's hard to turn a truck around out in that lot.
Right.
And you got to have confidence, and you got to take a chance.
Yeah.
If you don't take a chance, you'll be at the same place you were a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the stuff's moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really all started about middle of last week. That stuff really, we started getting a couple more phone calls. You could tell last week it started generating it up.
I've been in this business for 30-some years, and we have a couple of brand new secretaries out here in the office.
Mm-hmm.
And they were starting to look at me and say, well, what's going on here? Why aren't we busy? I said, just relax and
Just
enjoy
wait.
your quiet time, because it'll cut loose. And sure enough, this week it's starting to cut loose, and it does every year. So
Well, you mentioned it started a couple weeks ago. It started about 10 years ago, because the guys that we sold to years and years ago are, are calling back in. Hey, I need blades for my Salford. Hey, I need this, and it just builds and builds and builds. Every time they come in here, they get treated right. We have it on the shelf, and they get the service. And so they go home, they take what we sold them, and they use it. It makes them money, and they come back and find the next piece of equipment that's going to work on their farm.
Yep.
And it just keeps building and building.
Just as long as the next generation who takes this equipment business over has to realize and remember that you got to have inventory. If you don't have inventory, you might as well go do something else, because it's not going to work. You got to have inventory, and you got to have it on the shelf. Having inventory nowadays costs a lot of money. A lot of money. But at the end of the day, it's a game changer.
It costs more money to not have it.
Yep. So when these guys drive out of here with their product in their truck, it don't get any better than that.
Yeah, we get it all the time. Guys will call in, well, that's great and everything, but do you have it? Yeah, we got it.
And they about fall over.
Yeah. I mean, how far would you have to drive to find a 10,000-gallon Duraplas tank?
I bet.
North Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to go to the factory.
Where would you have to go to find a 30-foot VRT?
Canada.
Yeah. I mean, no one has it. The Devastators, you name it. And, we got it. We're ready, because we know we have the confidence. It's in overtime, and we're going to go for 2 every time. And that's what our sales guys know. They know the play, and it's going to happen. Because if you don't have the inventory, you just have to kick the field goal.
Right.
That's all you can do.
Yep.
Your quarterback can't even go on the field.
Right.
You're going to send the kicker out there, and you're going to kick the extra point.
Yep.
So, but yeah. So we wanted to sit down with Gary. We've got, like I said, the big announcement for the field day next week. A little bit of update on Wabash. What else is coming down the pike? Anything?
I've got a couple farm shows here coming up. One down around Indianapolis in mid-December. Then we have Fort Wayne Farm Show in January. Then we have Louisville Farm Show in February.
Yeah.
So
I think you, me, and Kevin are going to attend the one in Indianapolis like we did last year.
Yep.
We're actually going to have that. I think we're going to take down that fast sprayer that we just got in here this last week.
We talked about it. Yeah. Yep, we talked about it.
I actually had a guy ask me today, you guys still doing farm shows? And I told him, I said, well, I think this year we're doing 3. When your mom and I started doing farm shows, I counted them. We were talking about this the other night. We did 12 to 13 farm shows a year for about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
Which we had to. We had to get our name out there, and every farmer that walked on Fennig Equipment's turf got a business card in his hand. Every one of them. And now we're far enough along, we don't need to do 12 farm shows, but I think the 3 that we do are pretty good farm shows.
Well, I don't think it's that we're that far along. I just think that the market's changing.
Technology has YouTube and just all of these social platforms that you're able to market yourself on. I think it's
changed in the last year to even. It shifted from farm shows and from print magazines to online. Tractor House, a little bit of Twitter, but it's changed again.
Yeah.
It's moving over to what we're doing now, podcasts.
Yeah.
People are hungry for podcasts. There's nothing better. There's no better source of legitimate, unbiased information. There is no better way. There's no filter you can put on it. There's no editing. Sure, you can piece some clips together, but it is what it is.
Right.
But there's another shift, and it's Instagram Reels. I'm telling you, that's where it's at.
And TikToks and all that stuff.
I hate to say it.
It is. I mean,
that is unbelievable, the amount of views you can get. Now, 90% of them views are views that aren't ever going to count to anything.
Right.
Half
but
of them are probably robots.
still.
But you can make a really, really, for lack of a better term, dumb reel, and it could get thousands and thousands of views.
Yeah.
I did one yesterday. I haven't even checked to see how many views it got.
You need to show your dad.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I seen it. It was that lacquer term of words that you were describing, dumb, but
Let me see if I can find it. How to.
Yeah, so talking about the field day on Tuesday, so tomorrow, Cody's not going to be here. Thursday, Cody's not going to be here. And Friday, Adam takes off for Florida. Saturday, Adam's not here. Sunday, Adam's not here. Monday, Adam's not here. Who do you think is going to get ready for the field day?
Hey,
Yeah.
you knew I've been gone. I was going to be gone for 6 months now.
The old man's going to get ready for the field day, and you guys are going to show up Tuesday morning like rock stars, and I've done all the freaking work.
He
as
planned
usual.
this whole thing out just so he could say that statement
I know
right there.
I know it. But
He's been waiting. He's like, when are Adam and Cody going to be gone so that I can do all the work, so that I can talk about it for the next 6 months? And he nailed it. You
Yep.
know.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I looked at the forecast and
It did get warmer
where?
next Tuesday. It's like high of 47.
I ain't worried about that. I was talking about Florida.
Oh. Jeez.
It's only going to be 60 in Florida.
Oh, shit.
The day we leave, it's going to get up to 71, and it'll be 75 for the next 3 days.
Really?
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's terrible.
but I found the Instagram reel that I put up. It had 483 plays. on it.
Really?
Yeah.
And you put it out yesterday?
Yesterday, and you'll just have to look up our Instagram and watch it. It's kind of funny. So, so yeah, I was just playing around with some reels. That was the first reel I've ever done. 500 people
Really?
watched it. 54 people liked it, quote unquote, like whatever that means. But yeah, I mean the amount of people, the amount of farmers on Instagram. You know, it used to be Ag Twitter was the name. It's Ag Instagram now. But
I'm telling you, I see a lot of guys on TikTok too. I mean,
yeah, I
you
avoid
see-
that like the plague.
You see guys that have just, well, boss man, I screwed up today, you know, and
well, why don't you be in charge of TikToks?
there you go.
You need to make TikToks.
There you go. Because I screw everything up. Is that what you're getting at?
Well, that'd be a good one, but it doesn't take a whole lot of thought to make a TikTok. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
You're limited on the amount of time you can record and everything.
You're-
It's a perfect fit.
all the time. All the time. Just got to pick on me.
It's a perfect fit.
But
All right. Well, it's getting late here in the evening, so we're going to close out this podcast. I appreciate everyone listening in. And anyone else got anything else to say before we close her out for this recording?
I don't.
I don't. I thought it was a pretty good recording. Discussed quite a few things that's going on, and
Yep.
we'll have to do it again sometime.
Yep. Hopefully we see everyone next Tuesday at the field day, and this podcast will get released likely tonight. So tune in, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
See ya.